It's evident, fool. No, but like unreasonable fears, like what's that? Can't think of the technical term for it, but people that are afraid of certain numbers.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Reasonable. Oh my God, it's an 8. Well, yeah. You went up 7 floors. Roman numerals work out that 8 comes next. That's what we learned in pre-K. Like that was prerequisite to get into school. You had to know 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Those first the building blocks of our
I wish somebody could explain it.
Yeah, there was one guy I came across. There's a phobia called agoraphobia. You're afraid of going out in public, which I get, sort of, kind of, in a way. Like that's a reasonable, unreasonable fear for me. All right. This dude, we got to talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really like going out to places." I was like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "Yeah," and I honestly don't know how we got onto this topic or how it veered to this point. He said, "I don't really like going to places because I don't like being too far away from a bathroom." And I was like, okay, he didn't want to be too far away from home to go or something like that. And I was like, all right, what? All right, yeah, he said, well, I'm afraid that every time that I fart, I'm gonna shit myself. And then I said, what? This, I think, is the definition of unreasonable, because. And this, mind you, I'm not in high school. I'm not early in the game. This was like 3 years ago.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not one to judge age by one's appearance, because everybody looks older than me. But a homeboy look older than me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't know how to squinch? Like I definitely understand. The fear of shitting yourself in public.
Yeah.
Of you thinking it was a fart and it was a little something more. I understand that fear. It's a terrible one. And as an adult, your day's over. In fact, you might not be able to go back to the place you were at ever again.
Real shit.
You might have to cut out that whole section of town just in case you might run into somebody who goes near that place.
Especially a little ass city like this. Yeah.
You just cut it out. Oh, can't go to Towson no more. All right, I understand that. But every fart?
Yeah. It's a little childish if you ask me.
I'm a grown man. I know which ones are which. I know.
You pick and choose, man.
Look, there's some that's like, oh man, I gotta walk a little faster and leave that one behind. There's some where I'm like, I gotta hold this in because I'm feeling real slippery and it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are at DEFCON 3 and things are getting critical. That it's a different feeling, and at some point, experience has got to kick in. Like for some of these things, I think for some of these fears, like experience has got to kick it at some point. At some point, you got to overcome it, because it's like I wanted to talk, like, there's another, like, anxiety. Mm-hmm. Anxiety is another thing that, like, I don't quite get. And if you don't know what anxiety is, it's sort of like fear, but it's a fear so unfounded, or not unfounded, so abstract that it just disrupts your life in general. Like, there's no cause for anxiety. Mm-hmm. It's just there. You're fearful for no reason. You're just nervous about everything for no reason. As, like, I don't understand how you can live in that state. How you can just be anxious, all just tense. Like, just thinking about that for the past 2 minutes, my neck has got tense, and I'm feeling real sore over here.
I guess you watch too much of the news, or You hear too many stories about bad things, and then you just get a little nervous that the shit could happen to you. Because some of the things that happen in the world can happen anywhere.
That's true.
But I think you're reading into it too deeply if that's where it comes from.
That's true.
But it is what it is.
I mean, like, what's one of my favorite shows, Monk. Alma introduced me to that. Like, watching the show was interesting because, you know, he does a really good job training somebody with these rigid rules. He's got this regiment that he can't. He's a germaphobe. He's an agoraphobe.
Yeah.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talk dirty to me. I love it. It's awesome. It's all mine. Gets me going every day.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Welcome to BeExposedRadio.com. This is Artist Exchange. Today, as I remind you, every second Saturday of every month, I'm TranceVizion. I take over the slot. And just to refresh people on what I'm here to do, this hour is powered by Artist Vision. So for me, it was a way to reach out to other artists that I know, make new connections with newer artists from around America, the world, and just share what I've come across with other people and just show how other artists are dope. And I have artistvision.com, which I do features on visual artists. So today we have two guests here. Artists I've worked with before, artists I will continue to work with. And I wanted to bring them on because through the process of working with different artists, I love what they do. So just introduce each other, yourselves, and just give a small, brief, detailed background on your artistry. Tina?
Oh, you will put me first.
My bad, I'm sorry.
Ladies first.
Well, my name is Tina B, and I'm founder of Appreciate the Arts. And what I'm trying to do is just basically, well, as an artist, platform other artists. And that's basically what I'm doing. nothing extravagant. Not really. Well, I don't think so.
Interesting background facts you want to
mean,
give?
I'm like really boring. I was self-taught.
Okay.
So I didn't go to school or anything. I was at the art craftsman store getting some supplies for my daughter's art project, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna come back and get this. And then I came back like a couple months later, and then after that it just like took off to a place that I never even thought I would be. So
okay, Peter, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Peter Smith, Baltimore-based artist, and I've been doing art since about 2008, 2009.
Okay.
I'm mostly self-taught. I took a few classes at a local art school, Schuler School of Fine Arts. A short bio. I started doing art because I needed some art, and so at the time I was actually really interested in abstract art. So I went out and
and looked at some, and I said to myself, I think I can, actually do this. So I bought some paints, brushes, and I jumped right in. So that's just a short.
Okay,
bio.
so we have both two self-taught artists. I think that's very common. You actually had some classes to help you out. Tina, was that an option for you? Or
Heck no, I work full time. I'm a single mom, and I don't have any time. Well, at least I thought I didn't have any time to take for myself to learn something new. So it was just like, you know what, I'm about to YouTube this. How do I draw this? And then I sit and I watch everybody else, like, paintings or how they do certain things, and then I tweak it to be so that it could be mine. So that's how I've been teaching myself, and I'm still learning because I don't know nothing. Like, I'm still learning the different figures and all this other stuff. So it's just like I'm still learning, to be honest. I mean, if I can go to school, like if I have time to really take off, being as I work full time, I would do it, but I don't have the time.
I feel it's tough. For me personally, I was majority self-taught, but sometimes I don't consider like taking like art classes in high school, and I had a few art classes in college. I don't take those. I take those as like training in a sense, so I don't necessarily at this point I'm self-taught. Like I'm not still in an institute learning. From what you did with the art classes, did you ever think about delving deeper into the classes, or like after you were finished, what was feeling did you get out of just that little period of time?
I mean, I definitely learned a lot. I mean, it was only 2 classes, so but it was like a 2-year period, but I mean, I learned a lot on the color theory and like on proportions, and so and before that, I mean, I did like a lot of reading on my own, and like I watched a lot of videos. I'm kind of like a I guess I do it just figure it out on my own, and like trial and error, and like practice. So but if you can, I would actually like recommend just like taking a basic art class, because I mean, even if you want to like do your own thing and like go your own way, it's good to have like some kind of a foundation. Yeah. So do you know studio artists that have gone to institutes? Oh yeah. I mean, I know like a handful of them. Okay. Do you feel like there's a difference between those people that have gone through the institutes and those people that are self-taught? I can see a difference, but I don't feel like what I do is like inferior to like what they do, because I mean, we have slightly different backgrounds, but I think at the core, it's the same. Good art is good art. So okay. So I think as artists, I look at what got you into it. Like what really initially broke that ground for you to create initially, but then also take it further as in making it your business, selling artwork. So Tina, as you said, you was at like an art store.
Yeah, the arts crafting store on Maryland Avenue. That's like my favorite spot.
So after like going back and buying some supplies, like what pushed you to do that?
I think it was more so when I was finished the piece and I hung it up, and I had company, and they were like, "Who did this?" I was like, "Me." "No, you didn't." So it was like, "Oh, if I can do this, then let me, push myself to see what else I could do." And that's basically, it was more so my family that pushed me into trying different things and like pushing myself, because it's like you never know what you can do unless you have a good support team.
True.
Peter, how did you get into art? Like, what was your like main inspiration to initially get into it and then to turn it into a business and selling artwork?
I mean, I could always draw. I mean, I guess I've like, always had some artistic DNA. So, once I started doing it and like, I started understanding it like, more and more, and I started seeing progress, which was like exciting. And, it's like, interesting what you can actually achieve, because you may not think or like, have a lot of confidence like, early on, but then once you like, do it more and more, I mean, you just like, start just like exploding in leaps and bounds. So I think, once I felt like it was at a certain artistic, at a level, I thought about like, turning it into a business, because I would like show friends and like family, and it was a great reception. I mean, although they can be like kind of biased or nice, but I showed like other artists whom I respect, and they had a lot of positive things to say. So it gave me like confidence to put the artwork out for sale.
So abstract was your initial,
yes,
that gained your initial interest.
Yes.
Just elaborate on why abstract was something that caught your attention.
I don't know, I guess at the time I was just in that kind of frame of mind. So I mean, I do abstract some, but I'm mostly realism, you might call it. So I'm actually trying to mix the two. So yeah.
Okay. Tina, what I guess style, design, or like caught your attention?
I started off with abstract because, splatter basically, because I didn't know what I was doing. So it was just like, let me just throw this here, throw this there, and then actually, me and Millie, he had an art show, showcasing. It was a Beyonce showcasing, and I wound up being late, and I was the only one there, and we was like talking, and then we started talking about hip hop, and then I don't know who brought up Wu-Tang, but we were just like really going in, and then he was like, it'd be dope if we did a Wu-Tang themed show, the art exhibit. And I was like, man, that would be tough. And then he was like, well, I guess you gotta get to work. And I'm like, me? Like, I'm in my mind thinking, I don't know how to draw a face. So it's like, so I really had to push myself. I went home and told my mom, and I was like, Mom, I don't know what I'm doing, so I might just have to figure out a lie. Because she was like, you better not lie. So it like really, like I was up for like months before the show, like trying to perfect stuff, and I think I really did an okay to where I am now. I think I did an okay job back then. I was really, really proud of how everything turned out. So it started off as splatter, and then flourished into something totally different.
So just that initial spark of creativity, and I guess for me personally, it's like doing this show kind of puts me in a state of mind to create. So that really fueled you to create and venture off into something different where you initially started. Right,
and I'm still learning, because I still don't, like, my hands suck. My hands suck, my limbs suck, so it's like, I'm still trying to perfect that, but I'm just grateful to be where I am, being self-taught. I mean, if I do count anything as far as being taught, it would probably be like elementary school in art class. Right. But that was like the only time I was able to pick up a pen, or not a pen, a paintbrush and paint. But it's cool, like, for real, yeah.
So after that your first showing of artwork, as in, not necessarily to your family and friends, but publicly.
Right.
How did you feel after that?
Bruh. it was surreal. Everything is always surreal. Like every time I do a show, it's surreal. Like this don't even feel real. Like this don't even feel like my work. But I was just excited. It was like, okay, so what do I? It's like after it's done, it's like, okay, so what do I do? And then it's like then you as far as like growing, you look for things to do, things to be a part of, so that it can help you go to that next level. Because after that show, I did a couple of different pieces that I felt were better than what I did prior. So it was like I feel like the different shows that I've done have pushed me into doing better things that, well, like I said, I think they're better, and it's showing me what I can actually do.
Okay, we headed to break, but if anybody want to call in and talk to the artist, it's 410-702-5657. Artist Exchange, BeExposedRadio.com. This is Artist Vision. Okay.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream as white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump, we'll get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room, and they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind that.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You're listening to the station with their ear to the streets. BeExposedRadio.com.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah, Baltimore, stand up. AJ the voice Taylor. No battle rapper, a person that's chasing after the fame and the fortune, wasting this portion of God's gift in them. I'm just a vessel, I wrestle with principalities. Actually, that's the reason these demons mad and they after me. But they don't trip cause I stay with the full clip. I'm protected, I've been selected by Yahweh to speak his message. They don't hear me, I break it down so they feel me, but they still don't get it. They living life with their eyes tinted. I'ma hit them where it hurts. It's time to take them to church. Get them lifted up their Holy Spirit when they feel it. Let me show you how to grind behind enemy lines. Wartime, transform like Optimus Prime. They call me DAVOICE. AJ, I don't never play missionary resume. And when I say I'm Christian, I be living it. Treating instrumentals like my flesh, I be killing it. Don't get it twisted, it's a struggle every day though. I represent the sun, but I came with a tornado. I crossed over and caused demons to hit the hill toe. Kicking the devil so long I'm in need of some steel toes. That Bible college got me walking with a halo. If you was saved, let the Redeemer, the Lord say so. Wait, I'm not a rapper, I'm a Christian with a message. When that mixtape drop, go and get it. I'm fearless. AJ, the voice, Taylor. You already know.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do. Tell the world I see with an emoji.
Know someone who's being bullied online? Send the witness emoji. It looks like an eye in a speech bubble, and it's in the symbol section near the clocks in your phone. You'll let the world know it isn't cool, and you'll let your friend know you care. Learn more about the witness emoji at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback from It Is What It Is radio show.
Paul he was chilling, he was doing his thing. Y'all, you feel me? Love y'all family, you know what I'm saying? And like for him to be taken away from you, snatched away from you just like that, you feel me? It's like damn. Another good one gone. You know what I'm saying? Like why you taking the good? You know what I'm saying?
You always end up asking like why?
And like again, it's a lesson that it's a test of faith. You feel me? Gonna take you through these tests. You feel me? You're gonna go through these little phases in life, yo. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you just gotta recognize that one, it's the adversary trying to knock you off your pivot, and then it's God trying to teach you something. You feel me? Right. Anything that you go through, you're gonna get through. It's called going through. You feel me? That's why it's called going through.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back at Artist Exchange. The first song was AJ Cypher. The second song is Carriz Marcel featuring Rufus Roundtree and Easy Jackson. If anybody wanted to call, the number is 410-702-5657. So we're back at Artist Exchange, powered by TranceVizion. I'm your host, TranceVizion. My co-host,
Hullywood.
We have two guests today, visual artists, Tina B and Peter Smith. So we pretty much covered the background, being self-taught artists. So, and how you got initiated into art and creating your work and selling your work. Now, as myself, when I look at myself, I think about work and art as two separate entities, and trying to, balance them out, but transfer one into my main income, like from my art into my main income and job secondary. But that's a difficult process.
Indeed.
So,
indeed.
For y'all, how do you balance it? How do you balance in life? Because for me, art is a therapy. Like, I really it's a stress reliever.
Right.
So for your situation, and I know, Tina, you have 3 daughters, and the family life with the full-time job and trying to balance art and making sure that you've completed that, but also doing shows and the hustle and bustle and the networking it takes to build that up. How do you go about balancing that?
I'm like all over the place. I try to balance it all. I try to co-parent. So like I try to do things when I don't have the kids, so that way I can, do my own thing, because I'm also trying to show them that just because, like, even if they do decide to work for someone, when you're giving your 40 hours to that company, you need to give yourself, or at least 20, because you need to invest in yourself. So basically I'm just trying to be a role model for them so they can see that you can do this too. Okay, I am a mother of 3. I'm a single parent of 3. Well, co-parent of 3. And I work full time, and my job is the pits. I mean, I love them. I love my co-workers to death, but it sucks. So trying to find time, like sometimes I'll sketch at work, or I'll think of ideas, and then like when it's time to actually create a piece, it takes me a little bit because I still have to come home, be a mom, and then whatever time I have left, I'll take like an hour or 2 to devote to a piece, and then I'll do it all again the next day, go to work, be a mom, and then try to add some more. Like you have to find time, but it's hard, but you definitely can do it. Like I try.
And with having daughters and you doing art, do they have any interest in artwork?
Of course. Like my middle child Brianna, she was like, "Ma, why you always drawing titties?" So so now, like when she does her artwork, because she wants to be an artist too, so when she paints, when we have like family paintings, and she make her people, or her women, like she made this one picture with like us as a family, and then like angels and stuff in the sky, and everybody had their titties out. So I was like, so like I know they're paying attention, and I do ask them like their input, like, how does it look? You think I should do this?
Right.
I don't pay them no mind, but I like their input. I like their input.
Would you encourage them to go down the art route? Or just being creative?
I would I tried to push them to be creative, because you don't have to be an artist just because mommy is an artist or she's trying to be an artist. You can do whatever the heck you want. Like,
you are an artist.
Indeed.
Thank you. But like I just want them to prosper and do whatever feels good for them. Like if it's singing, dancing, acting, being an activist, whatever motivates them. I just want them to do that.
Okay. So, and Peter, I'm not sure if you have any kids or not.
No kids, no.
All right. So, how do you balance the life with the artwork?
Well, I am not currently employed right now.
Okay.
But for like most of my art career up to this point, I did work a full-time job. So I'll just talk about that. It's tough, working a 40-hour job or a full-time job, and if you have like a stressful job, it's like you come home and you might not want to work on art. So it's a grind, no doubt. But just talking to other artists and things like that, like it gives you a motivation. Also doing shows, like it kind of forces you to put out work, because you have to.
Right.
You figure out a way to get it done. So discipline helps too.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I work full time, usually some overtime, and I don't have any kids right now currently. They're on their way. So
work in progress.
Hey, Orion and Tyrion, stay in there. We need another week. But for me, I see that as a challenge that will eventually present itself, as in working a full-time job, being able to take care of the kids and giving them the time that's needed, as that's the priority, and then finding that little bit of space of time to create. What does it bring to your life? Like, what does creating and painting, like, you could be, let's say, a musician.
Yeah.
You could be anything else, like, but creating and painting, like, I guess puts you in a zone.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know how to really put it into words, but I mean, obviously, it's a form of self expression. Because even if you have like an academic background or, you know, some kind of instruction, like, you can still express yourself, you know, within that. So that's really a fulfilling thing. And it's nice also to share that with, like, you know, other people,
right?
You know, because you know, everybody views things, like, you know, differently, and it's nice to, like, you know, talk to people about your art and engage them, because they have, like, you know, so many different, like, you know, insights and, like, you know, things you might not think of. So it's nice because you can, like, share it with like, you know, other people, and they can, like, enjoy it too. So
Tina, like, what is it? What space does artwork create for you? Like, what realm does it put you in?
I don't know, because everything I do, I feel like it's third party. So it's like I know I'm doing it, but even after I'm done, it's like I don't think that this belongs to me. It doesn't feel like it's mine. I don't know how to explain that feeling, but
can explain that?
I can't explain it. It's like someone else is living inside me painting, and then it's like when I'm done, it's like I come to like, oh, this is mine.
Like, you become a different person?
Yeah, like a totally different person.
Right.
So I guess I'm awakening somebody. I don't know.
It's like Peter said, it's a form of self-expression.
Yeah.
And I guess your whatever you're interested in, your thoughts, it takes you to a place to create. And then on top of that, even showing your work, it's kind of like showing yourself. It's like showing people a part of you.
I'm an art hoarder, so it's like I want you to look at it, but don't touch it, because I don't want to sell it. Because every piece means so much to me. Like I have a story for every single piece that I have. So it's just like when I'm asked to take my art to certain spots, or like, Beans, can you bring your stuff? And it's just like, all right, y'all, I really don't want y'all to look at it. Right. Don't look at it. Don't touch it. But I mean, it's cool afterwards. But it's just I'm just so much of a hoarder and a protector. Like, I don't want like, I'm stingy. I'm a stingy artist. I don't know about y'all, but I'm mad stingy.
Question for Tina and Peter. What challenges have you came across, you know, being an artist?
Well,
or what's one of your most difficult challenges that you overcame?
I would say the whole networking thing, because, like, I think most artists feel like this, like, because these, like, you know, works are created in solitude. So, you know, and I'm not really like a super, like, you know, extroverted person, so it's still a challenge. But I mean, I'm making progress. So, because if I had my way, I would just you know, paint and just, like, you know, hold like private shows at my studio.
Right.
But that's not really a realistic approach. So
you could do it though.
You could
do it though. Like,
because
idea.
Like in 2017, like, you know, you have to post stuff online. You have to get out and, like, you know, network and, like, you know, market yourself if you want to be successful. So
the word of mouth is.
But see,
it is.
Word of mouth goes a long way.
It does. It does. So I'm kind of on the like, you know, to myself aspect side of it. Right. I mean, I exhibit at a co-op gallery and, like, you know, in pop-up places like that. So I think it's also a matter of, like, I'm still trying to.
Are you still, like, learning yourself?
I'm still learning. I mean, I guess you're, like, you know, always learning as an artist, but, like, I'm still trying to get my work to a certain, you know, place or level.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still exhibiting it, but like I think if I were at a much more advanced level, I would.
Of what? Like, you're dope. Like, I really, really, really admire your work. I
appreciate it.
We are worst critics, bro. We are our own worst critics.
and we are our worst critics, but I think
You're crazy.
I feel like you do have to be, hard on yourself, because you do want to always strive and get better. And if you get or be if you become satisfied, then you won't make any progress.
Right.
So
because I feel like you've seen, out of everybody, you've seen your own personal progression in your artwork, so you know that the time that you give to it, you're getting better and you're growing and you're getting to a new level.
Yes. So so that was a challenge for me. I mean, besides the whole thing of art being difficult.
I think networking is the biggest challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the artwork, since you do that in solitude, that's kind of like the networking is, you gotta make sure you link up with the right people.
True.
I'll just join like what I do is I join groups and whatnot, and then I'll post my work on it on the groups, and that's how it normally gets out.
Okay.
So that's a great outlet. Like, if you don't like going out places or talking with face to face, sometimes it's best to join art groups and whatnot.
True. And people find you like if you put yourself out there just a little bit,
right,
and your stuff is good, people will seek you out.
Right.
So
see, then now you get the networking out, you get the people, the fans, and then turn it into the private showings.
That's the goal.
So it's just like, all right, I got
that's a great plan. I'll have to
write that down. So what was the question?
What challenges have you faced being an artist, or what's a challenge that you overcame of being an artist?
A challenge that I'm going through is more so the money, buying the canvas, making sure you have quality materials. That is expensive. So I think that's one of my main challenges. And then I have an obsession with going bigger. So the bigger the canvas, the more money it costs. So putting all that money into it when you got bills,
right,
and you got everything else, and you don't get help from social service, or you don't get help from child support. So it's where am I going to find this extra money? So you have to save, and then you're so antsy, oh, I can't wait to draw, but I don't have enough money to get my piece. So it's
you ever thought about just drawing a big mural on your wall?
I'm renting, and they're gonna look at me if you don't take this down, all this African stuff, take it down.
Just paint
it over. I ain't painting it back white. What? I already painted. No.
I feel you.
Just take the deposit. That's it.
Right, take the deposit.
Just eat the deposit up. That's it. I'm not painting it back.
Right.
So no, I don't.
Well, have you ever thought about going to some people who have houses that actually want murals on their wall? That's another outlet, because if people come in and see that, they're like, "Oh my goodness, who painted this?"
But I don't want to be that type of artist.
That's understandable.
I mean, that would be dope. It would be lit. But I don't.
So what if that request came? You don't have to be that type of artist.
But what if they paid you $1 million?
I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna turn it down. But that's not my mission. That's not my aim. Okay. And I think another challenge too would just be time in itself. And sometimes, most times I find myself in a creative stump. So it's what the heck am I going to do? Okay, I got this piece, so I got this canvas. What am I going to do? So just coming up with something, and then I think that's more so the challenge for me. The money, and then really trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do. Because honestly, I don't know what I'm doing until it's finished.
Right.
And everything I do for the first time.
Have you ever thought about targeting investors?
I did at first, but now I'm focused in a totally new direction. So it's I've kind of put me painting per se on the back burner. So not the back burner, but just a little bit to the left.
Right.
To the side.
Okay.
So with the balancing of life and the hurdles that y'all in your process of creating have overcame, how do you look at your progress so far from where you started to where you are now? How do you feel just sitting back and looking at yourself where you are? How do you feel about your work? How do you feel about yourself and and the growth that you have incurred?
Peter? I'm very pleased with the growth and where I am. I mean, I'm not like it. I mean, you can always find things to improve on and work on, but I am happy with where I am. Yeah, I'm pleased.
Tina,
I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, I'm pumped for real. I did a piece called Black Tokyo. It's a black geisha, and I drew the littiest ear of them all. I've never drawn an ear. I've never painted an ear. So it was after I painted it, I was like, oh my God, I did this. So I'm so happy with how I've come from splatter to drawing an ear. I'm living. I'm turned. It's tight.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
See, that's the what you like to hear as in a progress of an artist, because I think it's a lot of hurdles and blocks, and especially creative blocks that you come across. I think I encountered one a month or two ago, and I just had to work through it. Do you ever those creative blocks? How do you work through them? How do you get over them?
I was in one maybe about a year ago, where I didn't want to paint, or I couldn't choose or decide what to paint. So I started doing a lot of reading on the subject, and bought a couple of books about it. So how I got through it was just kind of going back to basics, and maybe not doing a full-size painting, but just sketching and drawing, watching YouTube videos on artists, how they just looking at their creative process.
Okay.
Yeah.
A question from one of our viewers, Tyler Franklin.
Oh, 30 more seconds.
30 more seconds. I'll ask this question when we come back.
Okay, if you want to call in, 410-702-5657. Artist Exchange, Artist Vision. We're here with Tina B and Peter Smith.
Word.
You use Tearless baby shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one.
So
so many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait.
Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with, some growing pains, and I've overcome some things, and I've also, accomplished some things in the process. I've learned some things. I learned that everybody loves your work until they got to pay for it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned. I learned everybody.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back at BeExposedRadio.com. Artist Exchange. I'm your host, TranceVizion, co-host
Hullywood.
And we have two artists here today. We have Tina B and Peter Smith.
What's up?
Before we left, we have a special sit-in guest.
Hi, I'm Zakiya Ayanna. I am friends with Tina B. We work on Appreciate the Arts together.
So you're the one behind that. Okay.
Backbone.
Before we left, we had a question.
Yes, we had a question from Tyler Franklin. He said, for Peter and Tina, he says, do you guys feel as artists that you owe the world something in exchange for the talent or artistic visions?
Do we feel like we owe the world something for our talents?
In exchange for the talent or artistic vision?
No. It's not that it's not that I owe the world something. I mean, I just have something that I like to do, and I think other people would be interested in it. So I'm going to share it. I don't owe anybody anything. I paint, whatever I feel like painting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to share my art, and hopefully other people would appreciate it too.
Right, because Tyler's actually an artist all the way from San Francisco.
Oh, nice. So
nice.
That's what's up.
Because he always said, we as artists are hard on ourselves, so that's why he was asking that question.
Yeah.
What about you, Tina?
You need a seatbelt over there? I do.
Rails or something?
Do I owe the world something? In exchange for...
I'm not sure I understand this question completely.
I guess in the sense of having
it's right here.
The gift to create and paint, do you feel like, in a sense, you owe that to the world?
Yes.
That you give back to the world?
Did I need to give back? Of course I do. I feel like you place yourself in a position to help others, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though I am, like y'all said, I am a visual artist, I also want to help others like myself, self-taught, that really don't know where to go or how to display their stuff or what the art world is like. I mean, I'm still learning. So even just to help people know what I know, or you can do this, and you can network, and you can go to this place, or I know this person that has a gallery, or just plugging people in. That's what it's really about. You get to where you need to be, and then you pass the torch.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel.
Right.
Cool. If I'm saying it correctly, if I'm getting it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, "Thank you for clarifying."
So, as artists, I think we have a lot of different influences of artists. I think local artists are more of a bigger influence for a lot of people as they go on and develop, and the artists that they come across. So, this is like a two-part question. So, who are y'all influences, or what artists do you find very influential? And on top of that, I wanted to get into what Peter elaborated on is the process, because I feel like some artists process, as in making their own canvases, is something a little bit different than a lot of artists do. It's like it's another level to it. So we can start with Peter, your influences, and then your process, not necessarily telling how you do it.
Influences. I'm influenced by classical painters like Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Velázquez, Paul Cézanne, and modern artists like Lucian Freud, David Lafelle.
No Picasso?
Yes, Picasso. Well, that's kind of secondary. So like I'm mostly classical,
right?
And then like secondary to that would be like Jean-Michel Basquiat, Picasso, and people like that. So I like have like a dual influence, you might say.
Like you study those artists, or it's like So who's your
also I am influenced by my former instructor at Schuler School. His name is Hans Garin.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a fantastic artist and painter.
If you had to I guess pick your most influential artist, who would that be?
That's a hard question. I would say probably Rembrandt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tina, your influences?
Do they have to be like a visual artist?
No. I think a lot of people influences doesn't necessarily come from someone that does what they do.
My inspiration comes from music, and it also comes from my moods. So I feel like if I have the right music playing, it will inspire me to create something dope. So like I listen to a lot of Jay Dilla. I like
Shout
a
out
lot
to
of
Jay Dilla.
Yes. I like a lot of raw music. I will sit and listen to a bunch of random instrumentals all day long.
Right. So when you're painting or you're doing your art, where does it take you mentally?
Mentally, I don't know. It's like I zone out.
It's like you're at peace, right?
No, it's like it's hard to explain. It's just I basically like I just zone out. Like maybe it might be a mental piece, but it's like a frustration, but it's like a good frustration. And while I'm painting, it's just I don't think about anything. I don't think about problems. I don't think about bills. I don't think about work. It just takes me to another place. So
it's just you and that art right there.
Me and whatever is about to come out this piece.
Right.
So the second part of the question, process. I think a lot of artists, I think you work with oil paint.
Yes.
Do you work with oil paint?
Heck no.
So I think with oil paint, there's like a lot of time dedicated to it.
Okay.
In my mind.
I want to work with oil.
Yeah. We're gonna get that.
I want to work with oil, but I'm sticking with acrylic for right now because I'm just so antsy. Like as far as the time frame for it to dry, it's like, oh my God, hurry up so I can add something on top. So it's like.
I think I look at myself with like the process, and I think I create artwork in the space that I'm like. It's just I'm trying to knock it out as quick as I possibly can.
Really, I like to take my time because it's like I don't want to f up. I don't want to mess up. So it's like I'm so nervous, and it's like it's like each part each stroke is always going to be different than automatically knowing what you're doing. I mean, I don't know. I try not to rush because I feel like whatever I do is going to represent me.
Right.
And I want the best vision of myself on this canvas.
Right.
So with that being said, it's just kind of like sparkling one. How often do you paint over old paintings?
What?
Or do you?
All the time. Cause I'm cheap. So
efficiency.
So I try not to, but like if I'm really looking at something and I hate it with a passion, then I'll just pour black all over it and start from scratch.
And Peter,
yeah,
I think you do something that I don't know if artists do, but like as in making your own canvas.
And paints too.
And paint. Well,
and paints.
Whoa.
I don't even.
Shula School.
Oh, it's NC
Shula School.
And that's an influence that I think a lot of artists that probably wouldn't necessarily look into, because I think some people believe that creating your own canvas and making your own canvas is a lot cheaper.
In the long run, it is, because it's the whole concept of like, buying in bulk. So you buy this like 50-foot roll of canvas, and you buy stretcher bars, and you buy a big, if you want to use acrylic gesso, which is kind of a misnomer, but if you want to use that stuff, so you like buy all of your materials in bulk, and you can like crank out. You can it saves you money because you can get more of, from that like big bulk of materials.
Right.
So I do stretch my own canvases. I don't do it all the time, but like for this like most recent series of works, I wanted to do like full traditional. So like I've ground my own pigments and made my own paints, stretch my own canvases, prime them and everything. And it's nice because I like to actually build things anyway, so it's nice to like do that. And also you can get the canvas surface like exactly how you want it. So if you want it super smooth, you can like achieve that, or if you want it like slightly rough with a little bit of tooth, you can achieve that. So it just gives you more I guess control.
Yeah.
Over like what
as
you
where somebody,
like,
as where you just getting a product that somebody else made. And
yeah, and don't get me wrong, there are some really nice canvases out there that are commercially made.
I've been told a few times about stretching my own canvas.
Yeah.
But the type of person I am,
yeah,
like I'm not.
No, it's not as like hard as you think it is, and
it never is.
Or like from like an oil painting standpoint, like working on a lead primed linen canvas is like the best like material to like work on. So and materials do make a difference. Like it was a saying like good materials won't hurt you, but bad materials certainly will. So you can make some like really dope stuff with just a piece of cardboard and some like charcoal, but if you have better materials, it doesn't hold you back.
Right.
It's only gonna help. So that's my 2 cents.
You ever Tina, you ever thought about stretching your own canvas?
What? No. No, of course not. I'm only good with a hammer, so I wouldn't.
You watching the YouTube videos?
Yes, I mean, see,
they giving the game up.
I don't know. Nope.
A question from Tyler. He says, Peter or Tina, have either of you tried scumble or optical mixing? If so, did you like the technique, or what techniques do you like to use?
Optical mix, I guess I've tried that a little bit. That's actually a technique that was pioneered by Seurat. He was a French artist. Basically, it's the idea of pointillism. So it's like these like, you know, tiny dots of pure color, and it like, you know, mixes in the eye. It has to do with like, you know, physics and like how the eye perceives color. I have not tried that. I don't know, maybe in some like, you know, early abstract stuff, but scumbling I have used. That's an effective technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
so if we don't know what that is, that's
Thank you.
if you have like
You ain't the only one.
you basically take
Take us to church, Brad.
if you have like let's say you have like a red like, you know, background or something, and you take this like opaque white and like, you know, kind of just dab that on the red, and like it gives you a certain
the
effect.
texture.
What's that?
That like it's like a popcornish type texture.
Not exactly. It basically just it's hard to explain.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Go to YouTube University and figure that out.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm like,
but I have actually like, you know, used that.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't even ask me because I don't even know.
Okay. I was listening to what you were saying earlier. Don't mean to cut you off, Peter. But when you said you don't like to mess up or stuff like that.
Yes.
When you said that, something struck my brain or remembrance. As far as like when we mess up, that's actually a good thing.
How we learn.
Because it's a stepping stone to success.
Yeah.
Like even though like we like I hate doing that. Like me acting, I hate getting lines wrong. But at the same time, I'm still learning as an actor. So as I try not to look at it as a bad thing. So I try to turn everything into a positive situation. So if I mess up, like, you know what, it's a learning step for me, and I can use this just to build more.
Yeah.
So if you think of mess ups, think of it as just me gaining more.
I think I'm more of a perfectionist, so it's like there's no room for errors, and that's just how I see things. So I feel like if you take your time, then you won't really mess up. And if you do, I mean, of course, like you said, you'll learn, or it might make the piece a lot more better. But I just try to take my time.
Right.
You know what was crazy for me? Like somebody pointed out to me, like they liked a certain aspect of my artwork, and it was a complete mistake.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just like you don't ever really know. Like
right.
For me personally, I guess in the abstract, you kind of can make the mistake.
Yeah.
And it becomes the
piece.
It's the piece. As to where, like, if you're doing realism or something like that, it's just kind of like it's more critical. Somebody is going to be more critical of like, oh, that doesn't look like that person,
right.
or it looks odd. So, as I want to get into building your brand as the artist, marketing, advertising. And I guess in the social media age, like you have to, I don't necessarily know if you have to be online, but it helps and it's very beneficial. So, and that comes networking. And like you said, like you're not the biggest extrovert. And I think that's pretty much how I am.
I think that's everybody, because I don't like going places.
It's kind of crazy because I feel like that's how most artists are.
Right. Like you want to stay to yourself.
And I think it's just like as long as you hook up with that extrovert,
right?
That's
right. So you can help each
ready
other
to push it.
Like,
but
you're gonna have to real life hold my hand, because
for me, art has been a journey, and it has put me in places that I'm probably not comfortable with. And then I always hear the saying that you should get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and how's that journey been so far for you? Just getting out there and networking. But also thoughts that go into building your brand. Like,
I mean, it's been an interesting journey. Just like meeting other artists and being affiliated with like a gallery. Like I'm a member of the Hamilton Gallery. It's a co-op gallery, and we are trying to find
shout out to Hamilton Art Gallery.
Yeah, so if anybody out there or anybody in here would like to become a member, we would certainly appreciate that. But I mean, I try to network, when I can, if I'm out, places. I actually bring a a sketchbook with me, and I'll be at a bar, like, you know, sketching, and then, like, you know, people usually have interest in what you're doing, so they, you know, it's a nice icebreaker.
You carry business cards on you?
I ran out like a month ago, so I don't have any.
I always lack business cards. So
yeah,
I don't know what it is.
So I gave them all out, so I need to have some more printed up. But it's an ongoing thing, you know, networking and building a brand.
So
I post a lot on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
I have a website. It's up, but it's not updated. It has, like, you know, 2 or 3 pictures on it. So.
And you utilize sketchbook, because I feel like some artists utilize it. Some like me personally, I don't. Like, well, I have a moment of sketching.
I was, you know, after I did, because like I did like a lot of portraits about a year ago. So like I wanted to move into figurative stuff, you know. So that's like a really difficult thing, like drawing and, like, you know, painting the human body. So like I started doing like a lot of sketches and, like, you know, copying, you know, other like drawings and paintings. So yeah.
Tina, with building a brand, and for me, when I think about it, is like when somebody sees your work or knows it's you as an artist, because I feel like that's a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people probably would see your work and have no idea who's the artist. As to where some artists or some people can recognize an artist that they've been following, like, oh, that's their work. So how has been building the brand, like going from not doing artwork at all to someone contacting you to be like, I want this?
I want to say it's hard. Well, it started off hard because it was like when you really don't know what you're doing, you're like a deer in front of a car.
Oh, my bad. Sorry to cut you off, but if anybody want to call in, it's 410-702-5657, and we'll continue with Tina and her building the brand.
It's like you really don't know what's going on. Oh, I'm done. Oh.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Check out this flashback. If someone says that more money may create more problems for us who don't have a lot of money, we said, nah, that'll never be me. And when we look at the statement that's made by those who are making over 6 figures.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back with BeExposedRadio.com, Artist Exchange, powered by TranceVizion and Artist Vision. Anybody want to call or have a question for the artist? The number is 410-702-5657. That's social support for the artist. We left off with Tina, and drawing a blank right now, but we were talking about
building a brand.
Building the brand, which is
networking.
Networking and building the brand, which is very essential to artists, I believe. So just want to delve back into just what you've gone through in building the brand and like where you're headed.
Well, starting off, networking was a piece of work because it's like I don't like talking. I don't like being around people. No offense. And it makes me nervous. So
did you say it was a piece of work?
Huh?
Oh, okay. I had a piece of cake in my mind.
You hungry? It just like talking around a lot of people makes me nervous. So like trying to network by myself, it's just like what do I say? So I think after doing my first show with Millie, shout out to the Sand Gallery, it was like ripping the band-aid off, and then after that it was like, oh, I can do this isn't that bad. And I feel like you let your piece do the talking. So when I do set up, I just step back and I just watch. I people watch. I'm a creep, so I just like low key look at everybody like and then people will come. Oh my God, who did this? Who did that? And then I say, oh hi, I'm Tina Bean. And they're like, okay, and who did this? And I'm like, I did. And they're like, no. So I just let my piece talk. I let my piece network.
Right.
So.
You let your work speak for itself.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, what? Obviously, you have challenges in networking. So, where do you like financial planning? Like, where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in a couple more years? Like, where do you want to see yourself?
What do I want to see myself? I want to like continue to plateau artists. I want to help other people that's just coming out, like that needs a voice, that just want to be seen, I want to be heard, that don't know anything about the art industry. I mean, I'm still learning, but I'm willing to share what I have with somebody else, and that's what it's about. It's about passing the torch. Okay, so whatever I learned.
We have a caller.
Oh,
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I did that twice though.
Can I have some more water? He hung up. All right, never mind. You can go back to what you were saying. They hung up.
What in the world?
If you can hear us, just call back.
Yeah, call back in. We'll be here for like 10 more minutes.
I had a train of thought going.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
Okay.
So do I put this back on?
Yeah, put it back on. Y'all hear anything? You got headphones? You don't hear headphones.
Hello, caller.
I don't hear nothing.
Me neither.
They gone.
No, they still Can you hear?
Hello, caller.
Okay.
Okay. Did y'all hear anything through your headphones?
I can hear y'all.
Yeah, we don't hear a caller though.
Hello?
Oh, hello?
Hi.
Caller.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm watching the show, but I didn't realize that it was a delay. So I have a question for both artists.
Yes.
Peter and Tina, I just want to know, how did you overcome your obstacles, or how are you overcoming your obstacles of networking? a lot of artists are scared to network and to put themselves out there and to get out there. What are your coping mechanisms? How do you approach people, and how do you feel when people approach you?
Did y'all hear?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to start, Tina?
Go, Tina.
Oh no, you can go. I just was talking.
Okay, so it's a necessary thing. I mean, so you realize that you have to network in order to get yourself out there. But how I've done it is I've talked to more experienced artists, and have done shows with them, and meet their friends and their contacts, and I share my network. So
I think you just make yourself uncomfortable. You just throw yourself out there. That's the only way, because it's no shy way of going about it. I just said a quick prayer, and I just went out there. I mean, that's all you can. That's it. You just have your business cards on deck, and you just go up to people and you just start talking, or you just let your work do the talking for you. That's how I network. I like I said, I don't really go out. If I do go out, it's with someone, but I don't go out by myself and try to network, because I still, like I said, I'm learning. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I just usually let my pieces do the talking, and then they're usually conversation starters. So it gives me a chance to formally introduce myself versus just walking up to people like, hey, this is me. Hey, this is me over there, behind that, so yeah.
Also, like if you're an artist, I'm sure you have friends who are also artists. So if you can start a small network, and then kind of go from there, and you'll find out about upcoming shows, and you'll talk to your other artist friends, and they'll tell you about other shows. Also, a good idea is to join a co-op art gallery, and that can be a resource to shows, and that's how you meet people. And so yeah.
Is the caller still there?
Are you still there, caller?
I'm still there. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm just listening. So that answered my question. I appreciate that.
Okay, you're welcome.
I
You're welcome.
appreciate that. That helped a lot.
Are you an artist?
Yes, I am an artist.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Catherine, and I have a website called BeMoreConnected.com.
Okay. Cool.
And it requires me to reach out to other artists. I went to an event last night called Be Civil, and I went by myself, and there was a bunch of artists in the room, and it's kind of overwhelming and scary for real. So be there by yourself and to have to talk to other people. I tend to try to do it through Instagram and Facebook and things like that, but that doesn't. It breaks a connection. You get to them, but you don't really get to them. They don't understand that you're passionate about, what you're doing. And for me, it's the website. They don't really get it until we're face to face, and it's just like, oh, I get it. Okay, this is what you're trying to do. So, like I said, I just want it, not even just for myself, but for other artists as well, to know that other people have the same networking problems as they do, have the same fears as they do, and how other people overcome them. Like Tina said, I just basically just make myself uncomfortable and push myself out there.
Yeah,
and it is what it is.
That's what you have to do.
I mean, and I mean, at the end of the day, nobody ever really turned you down. Nobody's ever really nasty. You don't know what to expect, but whatever you are expecting, when you're scared or whatever, it's not what you get back. You always get back something positive.
True,
and I mean,
true.
if you feel like it's negative, just turn it to a positive.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
And
that's about it. Thank y'all.
Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome,
And
Catherine.
we
Thank
wanna,
you.
give a shout out to
No
Be Civil
problem.
Battles. EJ and Casey for putting on some.
Yeah, make sure y'all go out. I went for the first time last night. It was crazy. It was awesome. Like the amount of talent in one room was it was crazy. It was a lot to handle.
Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Catherine.
And back to, if anybody else want to call in, we are 410-702-5657. We're about to hit a break, and we'll be back with 5 random questions for Tina B and Peter Smith.
That delay is like, really weird.
That
kind of messed me up. Like,
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com. Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
Hey, what's up, good people? It's the man you all know and love, E. Digger. Make sure you check us out every Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Couple minutes left in the segment.
Sure.
Change is good.
Yes.
Knowing when to make that change in your life. And I think it's important that you know a strategy. You know where you need to go. But change is good. Everything don't stay the same.
Right.
And if you're a person, especially for old people, that can't accept change, then it's kind of hard. Right. I was going to a church. I'm gonna make this real brief. I was going to a church that could not, some older members. I attended the second oldest black Presbyterian church in the country. That's one. And why are you laughing? Yeah,
it's bad that you even knew that.
And that's a soundbite. Yeah. So
thank you, Eric.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to BeExposedRadio.com. Artist Vision, powered by Artist Exchange, powered by Artist Vision, and I'm your host, TranceVizion, co-host
Hullywood.
We have 2 dope artists here. We have Peter Smith and Tina B. Also, we have a special guest in
Zakiya, Ayanna.
Zakiya, what show do you host?
I co-host Cool Kids Radio show on radioonfire.com along with my producer and Cheech the DJ.
Check that out.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
Wednesdays at 9. I will be
tuning.
I'm the special guest.
Hey.
So, what I wanted to get into is 5 random questions that deal with art, deal with life. And it's for Peter and Tina. Y'all need to answer honestly. If you don't,
as honestly as we can.
As honestly as you can, just to give a good feedback. What are your morning rituals, or if you even have morning rituals, or motivation that gets you up every morning to achieve and conquer the day? Peter?
I like to listen to music. I'm a jazz head, 60s jazz. So I like to put on a record if I can, if you know, if I have enough time in the morning. Yeah, so that's what like, you know, gets me like, you know, pumped up. Yeah. Music and jazz.
Music touches the soul.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Tina, I know you have a lot going on in the morning, but
I do. I listen to music too. I get up like around, well, sometimes I don't sleep, but when I do, I get up around 4 or 5ish, and I just turn on Soul Election, and that's on SoundCloud, and I just listen to music. I zone out. I get ready, and I read the Bible, and I make breakfast when I have time, and then I get my girls up. And then our day is just on the road from there. But music.
I would like to answer that question myself too. What I normally do is I get up. First I thank God for allowing me to see another day.
Same.
But then after that, after I thank God, I listen to Les Brown. Because Les Brown, he's a great motivational speaker.
Really?
And he makes you get up off your butt. He wants to go do something. But before I continue with that, we do have a caller.
Hey, I have a question
Yes.
for the artist. I want to know for Peter, Christina, I want to know exactly like what, if there is any, what song in particular do you listen to like inspire your artwork? Like, is there a particular song that you listen to and you just channel in and own in into whatever creative spirit and energy you have? Like, if there is one, do you guys have any, and would you like to share?
I do. I want to say anytime I put on Jay Dilla's Trashy, it just puts me in a trance zone. I don't even realize what I'm doing. I'm just sketching, and then from there, I don't know. Dilla is that guy, and I'm obsessed with Dilla. So, any Dilla will put me in that zone. Like, okay, it's time to go to work. Kids sleep. I got my music going. I got all my stuff. So that really gets me going. But definitely Trashy, because that's like my favorite.
Yes, so I too am a Jay Dilla fan. I would say his album Donuts is a favorite. Classic album. But also jazz, like John Coltrane's album I Love Supreme. I love that album. In fact,
is it a particular song? Like,
all 4 songs.
Got you.
In fact, that actually like inspired a whole series of works. I did a portrait series of John Coltrane. So he has a lot of you know, different other songs too, but I Love Supreme is a favorite.
Yeah. I sometimes listen to Busta Rhymes when one part these headphones. What's that song by Busta Rhymes? I had my back up against the wall. It was by Busta Rhymes and Linkin Park. And that's actually a great motivation because it's just making you actually want to do something. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we do have our back up against the wall, but we stay strong and we fight and we keep fighting in a good way. Excuse me, to make it forward, to push forward. And that's also a good song as well.
Also, if another artist, he's a classical artist, Ravel. He has a song called Mother Goose. It's you know, a great song also.
Thanks, caller.
Yeah.
For asking that question. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Question number 2. What famous person, dead or alive, would you want to have your artwork? Tina? Peter? So
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein?
Yeah.
It would be dope if I could get something to Kendrick and possibly give him my number. Like, hey, boo.
Is that
Wait. I done seen all these pictures with you and Miguel. Now
I mean,
you shot with Kendrick.
As you know what, I had to break up with him. It just wasn't working.
That left hook went viral, huh?
Who would you want? What famous person would you want to have some of your work?
Wow, that's a good one. I would want.
What would you work with?
I would want to work with Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio. What's his name? He played in Raising the Sun. Walter Lee Younger. He played in Raising the Sun, the original. I would want him to see my work, and also I would like to work with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. Also, another person would be Coltrane, John Coltrane, obviously.
When I came up with the question,
I just like, you know, I drew a blank. It's either art or physics in my mind.
And Mike Williams, Hype Williams. He actually, he actually recorded Belly, filmed Belly, so yeah.
He's a legend.
Actually,
or Swiss.
What about you, Trent?
That's what I would want my artwork in Swiss Beats house.
Yes. I think we all do.
It would be the biggest paint I ever did.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen.
It can.
It can.
Anything's possible.
He's really into art.
Yes, he is.
He's one of the.
I wish more hip hop artists were into art like he is.
I think they are, because I seen Lil Wayne house. He had a lot of graffiti. Like he had
Chris
actual
too.
graffiti on his walls.
He's not
like,
really
I feel like
hip hop.
if you can make that a thing, so all y'all, the local homeowners, trying to switch it up.
Right.
Trying to get some artists in, local artists in.
Invest.
Right.
In
stop painting those walls solid
arts.
colors and get some serious
please.
stuff to it.
Your accent wall might need to be a dope piece.
You need to
right. a mural or something like that.
Stop getting these green and brown walls.
Hold up, it's not. No, my walls is yellow and like a grayish blue.
And invest in these local artists.
Right.
Invest in local artists.
And stop negotiating prices, please. Like, I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Do not negotiate an artist's price because.
Go ahead. What you got to say?
I'm Zakiya, Ayanna, chiming in, and I just literally started painting earrings on Monday. I came up with this. I came up with an idea to get my friends to do it, but then I said I can do this myself, and I didn't realize how much work was put into doing pieces. And one set of earrings takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to do, and people have turned their nose up at the price. And I'm like, I have a 9 to 5, and I'm asking for way less for my time than they pay me at my job for my time.
Right.
You have to understand, and I have a newfound respect for visual artists, and just this week that I've been doing this, that the time and the attention to detail that people are putting into this work, don't insult an artist by trying to barter a price or get to lower their price, because it's an insult. I was insulted when somebody told me my price was too high.
But that's crazy that they'll say something like that. They say your prices are too high, but yet they'll go to the store and spend $200 on something about this big, and I'm like,
something that's en masse, like something that's mass produced.
It comes out of a factory,
right?
Money for you're getting one of a kind pieces from people. You can't.
Like, we need to start supporting each other more.
Right, support y'all. Don't
I feel like that's a product of like advertisements and how we have been conditioned to look at things.
Right.
Like it's just for the simple fact of certain things seem to be of higher quality because that's how people present them to us. So when it comes to, I think a lot of people try to take advantage of the friend benefit and
That's
they
true.
knowing
That's
you,
true.
Right.
And it's just like, hey man,
what's up with that discount?
Hit me with that.
That's like you work at McDonald's, like, yo, let me get that burger.
I mean, like, and with me, like, I sometimes give away pieces because like, you don't always have it. I'm not always moved by the money. Like, I just get joy in seeing somebody else have my stuff.
Right.
So like, if you want my stuff, like, if I feel like it, I'll just like, yo, here, you can have it.
Right, that's like how I feel with acting. Sometimes I take gigs without pay.
Yeah,
and it's because I love it
the
so
pleasure
much.
of it all.
And, like, it's like a peace of mind. And when I'm there, like, man, I don't mind doing it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you get people like, for real, what?
Right.
But
And by
it's like,
and by doing that, you know, it opens doors up for you actually. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like you're like, you know, you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to take time out your day to do this, but
True,
you did.
true.
But and the other person actually sees that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I couldn't pay him, but you know what? Something might come up. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what? I do remember Tina. I do remember Peter.
Right.
Let me call them up real quick. You know, because they did look out for me. Now I'm looking out for them. So
Yep,
it all
yep.
works out in the end.
It
It's
does.
also a great networking process.
true,
as well.
but a lot of times I don't go into it looking for that. I just do it for the love.
Right, that's what I'm
period.
saying.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
yeah.
look into it for that, but that's
I know,
how
I'm
it
just-
happens.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question.
Drum roll.
What will be your dream art project? Like, if you could just, like, right now at this moment, and you would just be like, yes, I wish I could do that. Like, oh, that's the opportunity I want. What would it be?
Dream art project would be a solo show at the Met or like a solo show at MoMA in New York.
Oh, a dream show.
No, it's like
Just
some people.
I
might
want
wanna
to
do
work
murals, some
with
people-
gold so bad. Like, I'm looking online to see if I can find the gold paint. Like, that's what I really want to do. I want to work with real gold. So I'm like searching if
Gold
anybody
leaf.
gold leaf. Yeah, I want real gold leaf,
That's
like
real.
real. Okay, well, if I can find some,
Yeah, we'll like, you know, talk at the break.
I sure will.
I actually had somebody.
I saw the video. You talking about the video of the lady who? Oh, you didn't see the video. The lady who painted a lot of African women with pure gold, 24 karat gold.
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I
I
was
was about to say
talking
though.
about- I seen the blackest acrylic paint in the world.
Really, what it look like?
I saw that online.
I love black so
And
much. Like,
it's not the blackest is like somebody owns the patent, so only one artist is allowed to use it.
that sucks.
But they has the second blackest out of the UK. They actually have a guy that actually sells it.
I'm gonna look into
What's the
that.
pigment called?
Because I need
what's the
it.
pigment called?
He makes
Wesley
the
Snipes?
pinkest-
No.
He makes the pinkest paint and is not allowing the person that owns the blackest paint to use it.
Hey man, that's how
I
you
didn't know you could
operate
get
the
blacker than
business.
black. You know.
That's how you
Yes.
gotta operate the
Yes.
business.
So it's purple.
Because
You're right. Right.
It's so black that it just creates a whole nother special effect. Like he has to. If you create something like that, you have to hop on top of it. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't just. It's business.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
business. This one is kind of deep. Society has a lot of dysfunctions and issues. What do you think is society's? What issue or dysfunction that you think is society's biggest, and how would you go about helping that or like solving that issue?
Can you ask that again?
Society's biggest issues, dysfunctions like racism, stuff like that, or capitalism and taking advantage of the poor. Like, what do you personally think is one of the biggest ones, and how would you go about solving that?
Well, that is indeed a deep question.
It doesn't have to be. It could just be one. It could just be one. Like, how would you go about helping that issue?
For the poor? You mean? Like just go ahead, Peter.
I mean, you could talk about something like poverty and like, you know, inequality. But I don't think I'm capable as a person, as like, you know, one person to like completely solve it. I feel that only God's kingdom can like, you know, solve mankind's problems.
Something that you can add to it.
Okay.
To help the
So you can make change.
Tiny small contribution. I guess volunteering, you know, can like, you know, help. You know, also like, you know, if I know somebody who's in a bad situation, I would like, you know, I would actually personally, you know, help them or like, you know, educate them and get them the tools that they need.
I think violence plays a part. So the only thing that you can do about that is to create opportunities and create things for them, for the people to do, for young kids to do.
Right.
Instead of being out here and getting into trouble because there's nothing for them to do. So what I really would like to do is just help them. Like I would love to unify Baltimore with art, like, or whatever, however they envision art to be, whether it's acting, modeling, singing, dancing, playing an instrument, poetry, like however they like, give the people something to do, give the people something to look forward to, and you will cut violence in half in Baltimore City, because we're so talented, but yet we're so depressed and we don't want to do anything because we don't know what's out there.
Right, and they don't have the guidance or whatnot.
Right.
And it's lack of knowledge, pretty much. And
Yes.
I'm piggyback off of what y'all said. Pretty much just give back to the community. You know what I'm saying? Hold seminars. You know what I'm saying? Hold just big events. Like, all right, let the city come together. This is what's going on. This is what's going down today. You know, we have several venues going on here. This is what you're interested in. You know, go sign up for this. You know, go sign up for that. So you can pretty much like have an outlet so people can be less on the streets and more involved in bringing the community together.
True. And at the Hamilton Gallery, we actually do partner with like, certain elementary schools in the area.
Right.
And they actually hold like a student show every year. So I'm thinking about it now. It would be a good idea if we could like expand that to like, other places around Baltimore, like schools which are more in need of something like that.
Right. True. And sometimes, like, for our schools, is it like, would it be free or is it cost money?
It's free. I mean, like we, because it's a co-op run, art gallery.
Right.
Artists run. So we all pay dues and we support it. So we, every year they do a student show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you thought about like summer programs, like, because when it's summer and it's hot, kids act reckless.
Right.
And so they can have something to do during the course of the summer.
I would be open to that. I mean, I don't have anything in the works, but
right.
You can always improve and expand.
With that being said, do you want to elaborate on any events that you have ongoing right now or that's upcoming? Bettina?
Oh, me? Yes. The Sticky Bun Festival. My co-founder.
Sticky bun.
See, I'm about to listen.
Sound like a honey bun. Sound like a.
See, all right. See, what happened was, because I'm fat and greedy, I was at work and I was eating a honey bun and I was like, Sticky Bun Festival. And then when me and Zakiya and Kay got together, the co-founders of Appreciate the Arts, I was like, yo, guess what? I was just sitting in the break room and I was eating a honey bun and I was like, yo, Sticky Bun? I had like a whole list of names and they were like, no, boo, Sticky Bun it sets out the most. So we're actually doing an art festival at a secret location. I was about to say the location, Lord. At a secret location.
Won't be secret no more.
Right. But it'll be it's September the 9th and it'll be from 4 to 8. So right now we're actively looking for artists, photographers, videographers. We're looking for poets. I said poets already. Food vendors. We're looking for your mama. Like, we're looking for everybody. So but secretly though, like, but it's because it's like it's but like you guys will really know, like it's going to be out in the open. Like, eventually we're all going to tell where it is, but I just want to get everybody turned up. Like, the Sticky Bun, like, the name alone is just,
it's such a feel-good name. Like she said, she had a list of names and they were all great, but the one that just came by chance, Sticky Bun, like that was the one that made us all smile. It turned us up. It made us feel good, and that's what it's going to be about. Just coming out and feeling good and enjoying and appreciating the arts that we have in the city.
Right, that's like Dinners for Poets, like every end
Oh yeah, I
of the
heard
month.
about
Yeah.
them, and shout out to Noah, the violinist. He was telling me about that, so I have to make my way there.
Yeah.
And also, the Sticky Bun Festival is basically an introduction to who we are as far as appreciate the arts. So it's like our grand introduction, like, hey, come look at us. This is what we're about, trying to unify the community. Chime in, because I'm getting a brain fart.
Unify the community and shine a spotlight on artists who otherwise may not have a platform to do their thing, and just bring everybody together under the umbrella of art. Is mostly focused on visual artists, but we here for everybody. We here for everybody.
Yeah, because it's lit.
Always.
Peter, I know you have...
Yeah, so I have a 2-person show, which is actually going on right now. Myself and Maxine Taylor. It's a figure show of drawings. She has drawings and I have oil paintings. It's currently at the Hamilton Gallery, it's located at 5502 Hartford Road in Baltimore, and they're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then
what's the times?
The times, I think it's like, hang on one second. Times are like Sunday 11 until 3, and Friday, Thursday and Friday 4 to 8. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have anything else?
That's about it.
Just the Hamilton.
Yeah.
For any local artists out there in the Baltimore region, DMV area, if you're a rap artist, singer, anything, you can actually stop by Underline Studios at 4500 Fade Ave. Looking for artists that's actually like to record. Just get your voice out there. Express yourself.
I think at the near the end of each show, we, as artists and where y'all have excelled at and came across obstacles, advice that I guess you would give your younger self.
Yeah, what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self?
My 17-year-old self? I wouldn't change a thing, because if I did, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't say nothing. I'll just let it go. Just let it happen, because I'll end up eventually where I need to be.
That's a great answer.
Thank you.
I think you rarely hear that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's totally left field. It's good.
Right.
Like, I'll change everything.
I said I'll change this, that. Tell my man, don't go that way, bro. Go this way.
But how would you learn if you change? How would you learn? How would you grow into you? You wouldn't. You'll be somebody else.
Right.
So
just try to avoid certain situations. That
you need that, all that. You need all of that. All of that. You need all of it in order to grow. So
advice to my younger self, I would say just work on confidence.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that can take you far, and I've developed it over time, but it's been a slow journey, but it's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think people actively develop confidence?
Heck no. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. Actually, you know what? I think it's all in how you were brought up. Because if you were told that you can't do all of your life, then you won't do, and it'll hinder you in a lot of situations, a lot of things. So I'm just looking at my middle daughter Brianna. She just know, like, you can't tell her nothing. Like, you can't tell her, like, she will look a hot mess, it will want to wear her outfit because she knows she looks good. So it's like confidence. It's just, I feel like it's how you're brought up. Like if you're told you're beautiful, you can do this, you can do that, you'll excel, then you'll have that confidence when you get older and it won't be an issue. But if you're constantly put down, or if you're constantly like, shied away from, then you'll be scared to do everything. You really wouldn't. You will second guess everything you do.
Right. I do agree with that. Because growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence. Like my parents, they always pushed me for everything. Anything I did, they was 100% for it. But just from peers and whatnot, just really feed into what they were saying. Like, man, don't do that. Oh, that ain't good. You suck. Like,
right.
You just like, man, I don't even feel like doing this. And then you'll get discouraged, but don't get discouraged.
I want to say, as far as Tina goes, I met Tina on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And it's been maybe 4 years now, but we've gotten close over the last year. And confidence was zero. I was in a lot of bad situations, a bad marriage, a kind of messed up relationship. I had been in an abusive relationship, and you feel a lot of times that you can't win. When you're in constant situations where you ain't winning, you feel like you can't win.
Right.
And when I got with her, she's like, you a dope poet, you need to come out and do stuff. And she started showing me all of these places and showing me different avenues, and I'm like, no girl, I can't do it, I'm this, I'm that, I feel this kind of way. And she's like, no, you can do it. And because of her, like last year this time, somebody pointed out to me that I needed a safety person to go places to feel comfortable in them. I needed somebody that I knew with me to go somewhere.
Right.
And that was a year ago. And I would have never thought that I would be sitting at I'm co-hosting a show. I never thought that I would be in front of people doing poetry, doing stuff and stepping out there. And I can say that a lot of that is due to the push from Tina. She's really a great person. And
girl,
look at she with black.
She's turning. And that's real. And I tell her all the time. I tell her that, and I thank her and I give her a lot of credit to helping me get where I am, because you need that. You need those people that motivate you and push you and tell you that you can, even when you feel like you can't.
Right, definitely. It's always good to have a good friend in your corner.
I know. I'm gonna hold my tears back because I like my foundation today. So.
But see, I think that's what it's all about. I think as you go along your journey, and like the one question that someone said earlier, it's kind of like you just giving back.
Right.
You come across a lot of different people, and I felt like for me, Artist Vision is kind of like my platform, as in like I have an interest in art, so I reach back to artists I know and reach out to other artists to really spotlight them and give them a platform in which they can use to springboard to the next level.
Right.
Like, this is your first radio interview for both of y'all.
Right.
So for me, I feel like I'm happy I could do that.
Yeah, and you know what? To like go back, now that I think about it, like, my first networking experience was with you at the bonfire. So like it's just, I didn't know about this is crazy. Right. Even everybody else. So like, thank you, because you and Millie have really had a hand in my artistry, and I'm very appreciative, and I thank you guys so much, and thank you for having me on the show today. For real.
Absolutely, thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. I appreciate it. This is BExchangeradio.com, Artist Exchange, host TranceVizion, co-host
Hullywood.
And this has been another session of Artist Vision.
And if I can just leave you one thing, remember, every morning you wake up, just say, it is possible. Remember that. It is possible. Y'all have a blessed day.
Blessed day.
Thank you.
It was dope.
Good job, y'all.
It was dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. It was dope. Yeah, you see. It's out like a light.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram